Hello, it's Susan Cattaneo, and I'm so excited because I have with me, not in real life, but almost in real life, Jayun Han of Bean and Bean Coffee. Hi,
Hi, Susan.
how
Hi.
are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Streaming yards froming? Where are you?
From campus. I'm in Boston.
Nice, nice. Well, I
Yes.
want to share with you. I'm using my favorite mug, and I am drinking an oat milk cappuccino with
Using
my
my
favorite
coffee.
coffee, which is this one. Just gonna like hold it up if I can. This is the decaf
Oh,
single
I have this
origin.
one here.
Oh yeah, it's okay. And yeah, so we like it in bulk. So this is like the big
Oh,
container
yes.
because I need this. And then my husband loves this one, the Santa Felisa purple geisha, which is
I also
amazing.
have it here.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes. It's
It's so good.
tasty.
So I have to tell you that there weren't many things that got me through this pandemic that were as important to us as a family as your coffee. Your
Oh, thank you so
coffee,
much.
your coffee was like I literally like I'd wake up every morning. I still wake up every morning and I can't wait to make my cappuccino with my coffee in it. I just it's like my favorite thing to do. Being married to an Italian, we have like a certain barista kind of thing going on in here. It's like Starbucks but much better. And I have to say, like, your coffee just made it the best. Thank you.
I'm That's why I do what I do because I love putting smiles on people's faces every morning, and it's a drink that most people have at least once, if not multiple times a day. And I'm so happy that our coffee can do that for you and your family, Susan.
Yeah, it's terrific. Well, and so because not everybody knows about you yet, but hopefully they will soon, would you mind just telling me your story? Like how did Bean and Bean get started? I'd love everybody to know that story.
Sure. So Bean and Bean is my family's coffee business. We opened our first shop in 2008 on the brink of the financial crisis. And now we have four locations across New York City and New Jersey. Uh, COVID was a difficult time for us, and that's why we ventured into new verticals. Online coffee being one of them, and virtual coffee tastings and virtual experiences. With myself, I'm a coffee sommelier along with my mother. So we're the first ever Korean American mother daughter Q grader coffee duo, and we do all the coffee sourcing from all around the world together. So what that entails is sourcing coffee from farmers, having direct communication with them, and cupping them, picking out the ones that we think our customers will like, and of course, we have to like them. We have to want to drink these coffees every day ourselves, and those are the coffees that we source and provide to our coffee drinkers. So that's my story with my mother.
Wow. Well, so we gotta rewind a little bit to that because I mean I love my mother. I don't know. I don't know that I would want to go into business with my mom. And I love her. I do love her. But so tell me, like, were you how did this even evolve? Like so you both obviously like coffee, right? We start with the liking of the coffee, but then how did you end up becoming entrepreneurs together?
Sure. So my family immigrated to the US when I was 9 years old, and coffee is quite literally how my family built our new lives together in America. And so my mom and my dad have been in coffee for as long as we've been living in the States. So coffee has been part of my life organically, and it became more than my family's business. It became my true passion. And a couple years ago, my mother and I decided to go through this rigorous examination process that involved 21 tests, practicals and theoreticals. So now we're certified Q graders, which is akin to being a coffee sommelier. And
And
I take
both
so
of you
much.
guys are? Both of you are
Yes, we
coffee
are.
sommeliers?
We
So
are.
cool.
And
So
I take a lot of pride in the sourcing process and um, coming to a consensus around which coffees to bring into New York and to roast. It's
wow,
a collaborative process.
wow, wow. And so like I want to kind of like go to the coffee sommelier for a minute, and then I want to talk about like how you find the coffee growers and all that kind of stuff. But so as part of my pledge campaign for All Is Quiet, you have wonderfully agreed to to give us a little Zoom lesson, right? On what? What are you going to be talking about in the pledge, and what does it mean to be a coffee sommelier?
What does it mean to be a coffee sommelier? So, coffee comes from a coffee plant that bears coffee cherries, and inside those coffee cherries are coffee seeds, which have to be processed and roasted in order for us to grind the coffee and drink it in the form that we're all familiar with. And all across the value chain, we need to have a standardized language by which we can talk about coffee in order to come to an agreement. And there are certain objective qualities of any coffee that we have available to us that we can attribute to a specific coffee. And the job of a Q grader is to evaluate coffee for its quality and to assign it a grade. And
Mm-hmm.
really, the Q language, Q stands for quality. The Q language allows coffee roasters, coffee brewers, coffee farmers, importers, exporters, all to speak the same language.
Nice, nice. So it's almost like it reminds me of like a diamond. You know, like a diamond has various grades, right? So I assume coffee has a similar thing. What is the best coffee? Like, what is the top grade? What is it called, or is it like Q 150, or like is it rated by number, or what do you say when coffee's like the best?
Ooh, I think I love that diamond analogy. I never thought about it in that way, but I think it's very appropriate. However, in coffee, there is no, the absolute best. It's really contextual, and coffee is a matter of preference. So what Dino is drinking right now, which is the Santa Felisa Purple Geisha,
Oh,
this is delicious coffee. It's from a fourth generation women run farm. They've won many, many awards, first prize and many awards, including the Cup of Excellence. So I would say that the best coffee is the coffee that you like.
nice, nice. Well, wait. So, what is the cup of excellence? That sounds like what is that? That's like the Grammy Award for coffee.
It really is, yeah. So this actually says you'll see first prize Cup of Excellence. The Cup of Excellence it is a- it's an annual coffee auction, and this one is from Guatemala. And there are a handful of coffee producing countries that host Cup of Excellence auctions. And what happens is all the farmers in Guatemala will send their coffee to be judged for the Cup of Excellence. And then, the semifinals will have the top 40, and then the finals will have the top 10. And those top 10 all get grades um, from judges all around the world. So it's an operation.
Wow. Well, then I'm even like more honored that we have this in our house because
Yes,
it's
it's
amazing.
tasty, super tasty.
Well, and so I'm sorry, I'm really into this right now. So when they do the tasting, do they brew it in a way that so it's like espresso to taste it for the cup of excellence, or is it like brewed like coffee, like French brewed, French drip, or how do they drink it?
That's an excellent question because you need to have a standardized protocol by which everyone across the board uh, can follow and emulate that exacting process. It's similar to the French press method, where you grind the beans and steep it in water and see how the coffee evolves over through time. So it's not the espresso method. We use something that's similar to the French press method, but it's a steep method.
Ah, cool. I had no idea. That's really amazing. Well, and so going back to this specific coffee, you said that it's a woman-run business. So I'd love you to talk about that. So I wrote a song at one point called "Sisters of a Different Skin," and it was about equality for women, and it was kind of my version of trying to support women in the community. And I had, I think, 26 different women from all genres and music scenes to come and sing this with me. And then all the proceeds from that album went to Girls Who Code, which is a nonprofit that helps women become more proficient in the technology area. But I would imagine that the coffee industry is also very male dominated. Am I correct? And how have you supported women in your business? Because I think that's amazing.
Sure. Susan, there's some background noise on, I think it's on coming from your side.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
It was like crinkling.
It could be,
Maybe
it just,
the
maybe the
headphone.
movement of the thing. I don't want to take it off because I'm worried that it's going to like not work. Hold on.
Yeah. Now it's fine.
Okay. I won't move.
Okay. Yeah.
So
It's much better.
So, where did you not hear me?
Oh, I heard you, but I just don't want it to be.
Oh, okay. All right. So I won't move.
Can we edit this conversation out? This part?
I don't think so, but it's okay. It
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Um,
So I heard your question.
okay.
Yeah. So women and coffee. Women make up more than 70% of the labor workforce all across the value chain. So from the farm level to the processing point and import, export, and roasting. However, they don't get proportionate returns or representation. So, say coffee farmers in producing countries don't have tantamount exposure to global markets or access to roasters. And what I and my mother and I try to do is to challenge that. And as women coffee roasters and Q graders ourselves, we want to source as much as possible from farms that are run and operated and owned by women, or at the very least, led by women. And this is an example of a coffee farm that we consistently buy from and support and work with. I think that as a coffee roaster, there are definitely small things we can do, such as being conscious of where the coffee comes from and really supporting this cause that we care about.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and so when you come, so if people buy into the pledge, um, they will receive the album "All Is Quiet" from me, and
Woo!
also some gourmet coffee from you, and a special kind of a lesson, I guess, on coffee and on brewing. So if you could tell us what we're going to be learning, because I'm so excited. What are you going to cover in your lesson to us?
Sure. It'll be a coffee from seed to cup 101. Things that you did not know about coffee, from sourcing to at the origin level to how it arrives in your morning cup. And I will talk about the coffee that we'll be drinking together, and basic brewing methods and techniques that can really add to your morning ritual.
Wow. I can't, I'm so excited about it. It's going to be wonderful. Well, and so,
Yes, you'll get delicious coffee
yay, yay. Well, and so,
and a brewer.
and a brewer. So wait, tell me what is the brewer? What is that?
It's going to be a coffee brewer called the Clever, and extremely versatile. Anyone can be their own barista with this clever dripper. And so we'll be sending a bag of coffee, the Clever Dripper, and a custom illustration of how to use the Clever Dripper, drawn by a New York City illustrator, and instant coffee bags, which are coffee and tea bag form. They're super super convenient. I had this morning and every day this week actually.
Nice.
Yeah, and my Zoom workshop. So you can think about it as a master class with coffee sommelier being me.
So cool. So I'm like thrilled about it. Thank you so much, Jayun. Can I ask one more question and then I'll let you go? I just wanted to find out, how has global warming impacted, like, has it impacted the coffee supplies? Like, because we read all the time about, the well, first of all, the pandemic affecting the chain of things
Supply
getting
chain.
to and from, right? And then we have the fact that we've had a weird kind of weather recently. Have you noticed that in the coffee in the farmers that you work with, or in the people that you've worked
Yes,
with?
yeah. So global warming is real, and we feel it acutely in coffee. So regions that used to be able to grow coffee can no longer grow coffee because of changes resulting from climate change. On the flip side, though, what's interesting is I've been to coffee farms that are really, really high altitude where normally you wouldn't be able to grow coffee because it's too cold. But because of global warming, now suddenly they're able to grow coffee
Mm.
because of global warming. So I think there are different situations and scenarios that affect farmers on different levels and to different extents. But on the whole, the coffee industry is threatened by climate change, and that's why we need to think about sustainability as coffee drinkers. What coffee am I going to buy in a way that's going to help preserve coffee as we know it versus contributing to further climate change. And the supply chain generally through COVID has been uh, a huge pain. So what normally would take a month for us to receive is now taking 3, 4, 5 months. And there's no warning. You just have to keep waiting.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I'm incredibly grateful for you. Thank you for keeping the Cattaneo family caffeinated for all of this time. No, I really do. I have to say that, once you've tasted your coffee, you kind of can't go back to other things. I mean, I don't even know. Like, I think my parents used to drink chock full of nuts, which came in like a big can.
Tin can, yeah.
Yeah, and then certainly, I know a lot of people who have a Starbucks addiction, but this is going to put all of that to shame. It's just an entirely different tasting experience, and you're going to be sold on it. I think everyone's going to be sold on it once they get a taste of this coffee. So
Oh.
it's true. So,
Thank
Jayan,
you so much, Susan.
Well, thank you so much. And for everybody out there, please consider the reward for All Is Quiet, SusanPledge.com, the reward that is about the coffee, because it is fabulous, fabulous coffee. And if I could somehow send you all this cup and have you taste it, you would know what a special experience it's going to be. Thank you, Jayun.
Thank you, Susan.
All right.